my crafty friends. NanaKaye here with NanaKayeDesigns.com and the Altered Book Nook. We are back again. As I told you in the last video, we're going to work on this flip here. This is going to be a pocket flip. I have chosen the two papers we're going to use. Let me see. Let me go over something that I did earlier today, and we're going to make a couple of these, but I went ahead and made one. We're going to make 3 of these. I've already got one made, so we need to make 2 more for this book. As you know, we've had 3 large pockets in the book. There's one there, and one all the way in the back. See that? So we got 3 of the large insert pockets. This is my large journaling card that I make for these pockets. I'm going to put a dingle dangle on all 3 of them. So there will be 3 dingle dangles hanging from this book with just some kind of charm. I did get some charms recently, so I may just do that instead of beads. Just some kind of little charm hanging from one of the lantern, light bulb shaped hooks. Okay, so I've got those. Something real simple and easy. But this does open up to a large journaling spot, as you see. One of my large journaling cards. I have decorated this one a little bit to give you an idea of what we're going to show you how to build one of these. This is one of the cards that went in it. It opens up. It will be, you can decorate this a little more, but it's another large journaling spot within the journaling spot. And another one here with a card in the back put together with our pretty lace that we're using in this book. And this one also opens up for journaling spot. So we are going to do one or 2 of these on this video. I am going to have to splice the video together because my little man is here visiting. Christian is here again for a couple of days. We're planning a big 3-year-old birthday party for him for the weekend. So he's hanging out with his Nana and Papa for a few days. Alright, so that's what we're going to work on, but right now we're going to do something real simple in the first part of this video. Just staying with the theme here, trying to get this knocked out. And so here's what you do with a flip pocket with a corner fold. I am going to use as much of the graphic on this as I can. So the first step for me is to come in here, and this is upside down, but that's okay. We're going to leave it like that because we're going to lose this anyway, but we're keeping most of this area here. I put my page right about there. I do have a few of these little tiny quilting clips. If you don't have any at some point in time, I suggest you get some kind of little clips. It does help you when you're trying to measure and do things. But this one I am going to pull all the way and make sure I'm staying inside those black lines, and I'm going to clip this real quick for just a second. Just get it on here so I know where to draw my lines. I'm going to actually do the same here and try to make sure it's even. And we're going to clip this corner here, I hope. It's getting mighty close up here in this gutter, but I talk like it's so easy, and then I get here and I make it look hard, and it's really not. It's just I have to get twisted the right way to get it on there. Okay, so let's make sure we're even. We're not. Got my clip in there where I want it. Slide it. Got that in there where I want it. And I want it right. Oops. Lettering cannot show. Okay, so I think we are even. I have to check this across this page bottom here to make sure. And you see we're not quite even. So I need to twist it just a little more. Twist it just a little more. So I'm going to loosen this a little more here. Nope, that one stays. And that one. Make sure we're still covering that black line. If not, we can patch it, but the less patchwork we have to do, the better. Alright, so we need to cut this, and I'm not cutting all of it. I'm just going to cut along this line right here. Oh, that corner is completely cut out, so it's a good thing we're cutting it. Alright, there, and then I need to see where I'm going to fold. And it's perfect here, so that's my fold line, so that's perfect. Just got to cut that little bit off that little corner right there, and that's all I need to clip for, is to hold it long enough for me to get my mark. Simple, simple. Some of the stuff is just simple. We're gonna breeze right through it. Let's make sure we don't get it too short. Again, I'd rather cut it twice than to cut it too short the first time. So we're going to try it like that first. Go back and look at it on our book again. My little baskets I bought might be a little too big for me. Because they kind of get in my way every once in a while. Go back and turn it like I want it. Okay, we're going to line it back up. And now I want to make sure I've got my fold. So I'm going to get my fold in. So I need to fold it right there. Right there. There's my fold line. Easy enough. And the way I fold, I always fold it backwards first to make sure I get it right across there. And that's what I'm doing first. I'm folding it and trying to get it right into that peak. Okay, let's hope we got it right. So I fold it that way first. Fold it that way second. All right, so let's take a look and see if it's going to fold over the page just like I want it to do. No cutting, no more cutting on it. Tap it over, make sure we're good. And we can glue it, guys. So that one's ready. That was simple, quick. And it looks like it's on like we want it. It's extending a little more out this way than I want. So you got to make sure. But when we glue it, you'll make sure you get it in there. I'm going to keep this on to kind of hide the inside the pocket. All right? Get some glue in that. All right, now my paper's over here. I need to find me a really old big atlas or book or something that I can ink on. Ink. Here I go saying ink and when I'm talking about gluing. That I can glue on again. I got to go find me another glue stick. This one's about to run out too. Let's get these corners good. Hot. It's gotten hot this afternoon. It started out a really cool morning here in Eastern North Carolina. It's gotten hot. Christian's being mighty quiet. He's being really good for his grandmama. I'm proud of him, but he's almost 3, so he's getting to be better. We just went out to eat, and he was a little bit rowdy while we were out to eat, but he was excited because we went and bought all his birthday party stuff, and he got to see it. So, but he's being kind of quiet now, bless his heart. All right, let's get this bottom done. This is the part that gets a little eerie. Because it's folded, it's a little harder to do, but it's still basically the same technique. I am not liking that because it's not folding exactly where I want it to do. I want it to lay down right on the line here, right on my fold line like this. And because I've already glued part of it, it's a little difficult. I will not tell you a fib. Or at least right this minute for me, it's a little difficult. And some days it is, some days it isn't. I'm still getting over that major sickness, and sometimes it's just, I have some difficulties. I'm attributing it to that anyway. My husband might be getting ready to come in, so if you hear a little noise, just bear with us. But I think we've got it now where I want it. Make sure black is hidden. A little bit peeking down here I don't like, out from under the bottom of the page, but I still think I can trim that without much issue. Okay. All right, let me find my little scissors. These smaller ones work best for me, but I have to be very careful at the bottom of these pages because, like I say, these pages are so thin, you could cut into that page really easily. But I managed. I got that off without messing it up. Thank you, goodness. One more little strip right there. Got it. There's a little bit extra hanging here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Not that I think it's really going to matter because we're putting lace there. But I'm cutting it off just for my own self. Alright guys, so we've got the first half of the flap done. First half of the pocket. And if we don't like that, if we want to get the same raggedy edge here, again, you can always do this. Let me show you. That's already a raggedy edge there, but I don't want to, yeah, that's torn enough. What I'm going to do, you don't have to, but just because I want both sides to kind of match a little, that's too, and what I'm trying to say is that's too straight an edge for me right there because everything else has got the torn look. Just me. Don't have to do it, guys, but I'm going to for my own sake. Line it up here. Line it up here. That looks like it's going to be big enough. Get it lined up on that black line there. Take my trusty blade and make me a strip out of the book page. And remember, I told you to say these book pages, they're not just good for the gluing, they're also good to attach little things that you're not quite happy with. And I really don't like the way that cut. Now that blade should have not cut that crooked. Okay. Alright, so same scenario here. I'm going to take my inker and ink the side real quick. And because we're putting in that gutter, we're going to go ahead and ink this side here a little bit while we're doing. Not a lot, just a little bit. Page. Ink the back of that. And I'm just going to make a little bit of torn line. This has no other purpose except for aesthetics, just for looks. Okay, it's not necessary. You don't have to do it. It's all a matter of choice. That's all I wanted. I wanted to get the same kind of looking line across there that was on the front, on the other side. Just so they kind of line up and match. That's all you got to do. Like I say, for no other reason except for the way it makes the book look. That's the only reason I put it there. Okay, so that just solved that for me. Like I say, guys, that's a step you do not have to take. It's not necessary for the sturdiness of the book or anything. I just wanted it there because the other side had that torn look, and I wanted both sides to have the same look. Alright, that's done. Get that out of the way for a minute. Okay. Alright, now we're going to do the flap on the other side. And that one's got glue on it. This is the side I'm going to use. And again, I want a lot of the flower design to show. So I'm going to try to fold it in the way that we're getting most flower. So it's going to fold this way. Again, I'm going to lay it up here where I cover. I have some gutter. I'll go away from the gutter. Clip it in for a second. Fold it over like that. Line it up. And mark where I want to cut, which is right there. Easy enough. Get out of the way a minute. This one, see how quickly that one's going together? That one's going together quickly. We're going to finish this, pause the video for a few minutes, and then I'm going to decide on a card, the card to go inside there. I think I'm going to do a jumbo tag. We've not done any tags. If not, we'll just do another large journaling card. But I think that's what we're going to go with. Alright, so we've got that cut. Make sure we're still covered all of our black, and it did. So now I'm going to do the same thing again. Get it lined up. I'm going to go over just a little because remember there's going to be a lace right there at that bottom part. Not up here at top, but right here at this bottom. So if you have to come over some, it's not going to hurt anything. I'm going to clip my clip on again so that I can do my fold right on my page here. Instead of trying to do it off page, I'm going to do it right on the page. Just line it right up against what I've already folded. And all I'm doing is taking my fingernail, get in the camera more, and I'm just taking my fingernail and pushing it up against the other fold. And then I'm going to wrap it just like that. So there we go. The folds are identical. Make this a whole lot simpler. Where I had taken it off on the go and tried to get it on and put all that glue on there. It made it really difficult to get it back on. So we're going to put a glue page right there. And guys, I'm going to glue it like this. So I've showed you two ways. You can take the paper completely off, glue it, or you can leave it on the book with a hook in place. And if you ask me, this is a simpler way. It's just going to go right on the flap. Once the flap is on, then you're going to do the same thing. You can just open your book. Be gentle when you're doing this, but you can open your book this way, like this, and put your glue page underneath. You're going to get all your desk. And you can glue this page. No problem. Make sure you get those corners. And up here, it's going to be a little difficult. I need a little bit here on my sponge. I need to get any excess off. rub it in. Okay, open your book back up, get rid of your glue sheet, and then you can fold it over, and you got it, guys. I think we've got it. If we have to do any trimming, we will, but we're not seeing any black line here. Press it down. Look at our line. I do got a little white showing there, so I'm going to gently and quickly put my glasses on and try to trim that up slow. Trying not to cut into the page itself, just the white that's sticking out. There we go. Another little bit there I didn't catch. Okay, good, good, good. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing. I'm busy, Sonny. What do you want? What, sweetheart?
I don't know what bugs bite.
Bugs bite because they just do. That's just what bugs do.
The roly-polies don't bite.
No, roly-polies don't bite. Okay, you can play. Grandmama's working. I'm talking to my friends. You can come say hello if you want to. But I've got to work.
In Minecraft.
Yes, I'm crafting. Alright, so the same thing again. We're going to do the strip. We want to do the strip. I'm going to color the strip a little bit. Just lightly. My ink's drying again, so let's pat it again. Now it's going to be too wet, but I'll just tap it lightly. Just give me a little bit of color in that strip that we're going to put down. Again, guys, this is a step that's not necessary. I'm doing it because I just aesthetically want it to look that way. I want the torn look on both sides. Of course, this is adding a little bulk, by the way. Just so you know, it is a little bulk it's adding. So you need to be real cautious if you're already getting thick. I still think I've got quite a bit of room to work in this book, even if I get a little bit of an alligator mouth when I do my page closure, or my book closure. I will get rid of that alligator.
Can I go outside?
Not right this minute. In a few minutes when I finish video and I asked you if you'd be quiet, I told you we'd go out. Alright, we got that down. I got to cut that little bit of a corner right there off. No more chocolate, son. Didn't quite get it as far. I need my snips. My little snips. They are so much better for these little tiny spots like that. I sure will cut my fingers a lot of times. This one's giving me a hard time. Really bad. Gotta get my angle right. There we go. Isn't that funny how you just really have to get a certain angle? But I got it. Alright, so now we've got the pocket done on both sides. We've got a little strip done. I need a little bit of color right here at the bottom. There we go. Alright, so now where we wrote ourselves a note when we planned this book was to glue here and here. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go with our Fairy Arts. We're going into that gutter. Remember I've told you these gutters have to be glued so that they go all the way to the little yellow. This one has a yellow binding. We want a complete seal right there. We're going to put a good bead here and then a bead from right there to there. Okay. I usually let my pages go up straight so that I get an even look right here and here. Fingernail down that gutter, but if you don't have fingernails, one of these bone folders work good. Down in that gully there. Gutter, gully, whatever you call this, part of the binding. And then I want to make sure that this little piece right here, just this little bit right here is glued together. I have glue seepage right here. I don't want the book to stick together, so I need to pull that out. I don't want the pages to stick. But the main thing is just making sure you have a good seal down in that gully, gutter, gully, whatever. I'm using two different words, but it means the same. Or at least to me it means the same. Then turn it, make sure it's going to roll back and forth. Looks like we got just a little overlap, but by the time we put the lace here, I don't think it's going to be noticeable. But now what you're ending up with at this point here, we have ended up with a large pocket again. Really large pocket. Let it dry good. And we'll come back and work on it. Okay, close it for a minute. Alright, so that's all for the first part of this video. We are going to next make a card for that. I'm not sealing good here. I'm not happy with that. I gotta seal it good. And if you can't get a seal, guys, I always just have much better luck just opening my book and pressing like this. A lot better than using that clip to let it dry, because I really flatten it out good when I do this. And that's my whole idea. I do use a little bit of strength there. And I'm not happy with, well, it doesn't matter, because like I said, we're going to put lace here. I don't know if I got enough lace done. I have just enough. Okay. Now on this, I am going to put the lace on, same way, right to that little valley. But we're only going to put it right there. Okay, so I'm going to get it on here. I'm going to put my clip in place. It's in place where I want it. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I am going to trim right along the top of the beginning of that pocket right there. And that's going to go down right there. Okay, same thing on this other side, but we're going to put this side down first. So we have it where we want it. I'm going to get a glue on. I'm really whizzing through this one. I hope I'm not doing too fast, but that's the one wonder of video. You can rewind and look again if you miss anything. I am moving fast because I am trying to get as much of this book done to make sure we're not going to end up with alligator. And if we have to do any adjusting, we will. And that is another thing we want to show you, how to adjust if the book does get too large before you're ready for it to get that large. Okay, so let's press this down. When you first start doing this, you just kind of do a gentle press. Okay, we're going to do the back side now, using the same piece. And we are going to glue this part sealed because we're going to let our pocket be there to there. So I'm going to come in while I've got it here, and I'm going to seal it right there again. That corner, we don't need that opened up. It does need to stay closed. So the card is only going to be here. That's why I'm saying I think I'm going to go a tag on this one. I haven't done a tag in this book yet. Instead of a journaling card, I think I'm going to do a journaling tag. All right, back side, same thing. I'm going to line it up. And I don't have to do, well, I do have to line it up because I got to cut it. If I didn't have to do such a precision cut along this angle here, I wouldn't even put that clip on. But I have got time to do, we got to try to do kind of a precision cut there right along that angle. Okay. There we go. All right, now we can take it off and glue it. Now that wasn't hard as it looked, was it? It was really simple. And I'm telling you, the more you do these things, even though you do a little different from every journal, some of the techniques are just very basically the same throughout the book. No matter what theme you use, the basic construction becomes very familiar to you. And after a while, you will just breeze through. Now, I'll tell you another thing. You could have done this as a wrap over. That's another choice you could have had, but I'm finding a lot of times when I try to wrap this lace over, my scallops don't match real well. So that was the easiest technique I could use, but it depends on if you're just using plain ribbon or something to edge everything, that would have worked. Okay, so we're going to, for right now, we're going to pause the video. I'm going to go look for a tag if I don't have one wide enough to go in here. I think a 3-inch tag is going to work. I will design one, cut it out, and then we'll put it together on video. I'll be right back. Hang with me.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back for a few minutes. Baby's asleep, taking a nap. I have chosen the tag front out of one of my full sheets, and I have a die cut here. Although I'm not going to die cut, and the reason why, this would cut it off, it would cut the tag off. I want to preserve this top as part of the top of my tag, and I need to take a little bit off my tag. So what I'm going to do, it's just an experiment. If it doesn't work out, you're getting to see another one of my goose live on video, but that's okay. You know, we'll get it all leveled out later. Okay, I just want a little bit less at that top. Probably not that much less. So I'm going to come in at, Well, let's start it. Let's go in. Let me go back in. Let me just stick it in and see about where I want that tag to stick up to. I don't want that tag to stick up much beyond this pinch I'm doing. So I'm going to do a pinch right there just to give me an idea. So my pinch is right there. So let's put this little line right there and line this thing up on a line like so. I went it right across there. So I'm going to try to put this on that line. I think that's where I want it, and I'm going to draw it and try to cut this, guys. Okay, so that I think is, well, I got to make sure. No, I'm sure that's not quite level. I got to erase that and try again. I'm going to tell you why. I didn't measure the middle of it, okay? So the middle of this has got to be in the middle of this tag, so I am going to pinch the top two to get my middle. All right, so let's try that again. All right, we're gonna lay that on that line and lay that on that line. So this is my middle here. Line it up on this side. I hope that's straight. Then we're gonna try this again. I'm gonna try to find the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This one should be the middle, right about here. Find my trusty little black marker. 1, 2, 3, 4. This should be the middle right there of this thing, so that I'm balanced on both sides. I don't know why I pick up the way I pick up things, but this is just the only way I knew how to balance it. Get it where we're on that line we wanted to be on, and let's just redraw that so that hopefully we're equal on both these sides. The tag won't be lopsided. Again, guys, this is an experiment. I've never done this before, so you're learning right along with me. I'm making a new shape kind of tag for me, just using one of my die cuts as a base. This was, you can take any shape anywhere, grab it and do that. This was on one of my dies from Heartfelt Creations that I used to, well, I taught classes and I had some dies, and anyway, that's what I used for my top. So I give Heartfelt Creations credit for the shape. All right, now we're going to go in and grab one of our, I want the 110. That was a 65 pound. I want the 110 weight. I need one that's not, I don't want to keep wasting. Let's get one that's already been cut a little. Get my glue, one of my glue pages. I'm going to have to pull out a new glue soon. This one's getting down to the letter here. Okay, we're going to, of course, now what I'm doing again is I'm adding backing. Well, I'm adding a sandwich layer in between of cardstock to give a lot of strength to this, because this, again, is going to be a card that's going to be pulled in and out. So I'm trying to give it some strength. All right. Get my glue page over the side and let it dry a minute. All right, down this line. If it's straight, fine. If not, we'll even it up later. And it's not, this edge is not straight, so we're going to have to straighten that out once we get it glued down, because I can tell just looking at it, it's wider at one end and then the other. All right, and that could be a problem because we just measured that top according to, so we need to keep this edge no matter what we do. We've got to keep that edge. All right, so I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to cut it here first, because the top is going to get cut off anyway. Let's cut this off so I can see my measuring line. Okay. All right, so my measuring line is right there. We do not want to go below that. So let's lay it on here and see just how uneven I had actually got it. Probably not a lot, but enough that when you're putting it down, you see I cut off that much. So it probably was a little uneven on that side. I'm looking, and I think we might be just a little uneven on this bottom. I don't want to cut much off because we've got it pretty much measured at the top how deep we want it to go in that pocket. And now that's that. I let the glue dry, press it down good so we can get a good wield on this card. Okay, I got something black on my thing here. Okay, now the rest is going to be a scissors cut. I'm not gonna put all this stuff that I just keep putting wrong stuff in wrong places. Okay, so now let's cut where we drew our line as cautiously as we can. Again, I've told you on fussy cutting, you don't move the scissors, you move the paper in the way that you want to go, and you get a much cleaner cut, guys. Hand cutting's never perfect, but you know, it's a little, it is what it is. Okay, so that looks pretty even to me. Alright, so now my next step is I don't know if I can round this corner off with it already cut in this shape. I'm going to try, and no, it's not going to let me. So we're going to have to go the old-fashioned way. Alright, the old-fashioned way is what? We're going to cut this corner piece here off. And then I'm going to grab the piece that I just cut off. I'm going to put it right here. See that? And that's not easy to do, so I'm going to do that and draw me a line lightly so I can get that angle. So I've got that angle. Let's see if we can cut it without it looking weird. Same thing again. Just turn the paper. Got that one. All right, so now we're going to cut this one. Same thing, just cut the corner off, save the piece you just cut, put it at the top. It's a mighty tiny piece, but I'm going to use it. Now I've twisted it. I hope I got it right. I'm not happy with that. I'm just going to use the same one I had, and I'm going to flip it the other way, like that. Yeah, we'll get the same thing. I'll use the original one that I did. Let's just see if we can lightly get that angle. I hope so. I wanted just a little more basic shape here than that. So, trial and error, guys, trial and error. And have we got it? I think we did. That looks good to me. We'll not complain. So we've got the base of our card that's going to go in this large pocket right here. Got a little bit of different shape to it, something a little different. That's all we're after, just slight differences every way you go. And I'm going to do a gatefold opening, I think. So again, I'm experimenting. Y'all are catching it on video while I'm actually designing this. I hope I'm recording. Yeah, I'm recording. So if I'm going to do a gatefold, I want them to come in from both sides. So I'm going to put this approximately in the middle. It doesn't have to be all the way because you're not going to use all of it. Matter of fact, the easiest way to do that would be to fold my paper in half, like so. Okay. And get it about, that way I can probably get my middle way a whole lot easier this way. Alright, and we're going to ink this little thing up, well, this big one up, this beautiful big card we're making. I love this great big tag I've just done. And in looking at this tag, now I'm going to tell you something. I do know that Graphic 45 has a great big fat tag, and this looks like almost that size, but it's shorter. The one in Graphic, but you can always extend that. So if you've got the die cups with a great big 45 wide cut tag, you can use that. But there again, I just made this from scratch. So it is just as easy, rather than buying all these die cuts to cut the stuff out, make your own. Make your own. And if you like the pattern you come up with, you need to make a template. If you make yourself a template, then you will have this tag from now on, and you won't have to make it, you'll always make it from scratch, but I mean, you'll have a template to go by, and then you won't have to have this you won't have to have this out and your corner punch, because you'll be able to just draw around your template. Just a suggestion, guys. You don't have to have equipment for everything. Use what you have in your house. I've got a little bit of color here I don't like, but once I get everything from the white showing a little, once I get it done, though, I'll color it. All right, remember now, when you're folding like this, I try to line my lines up, and I try to bring my fold right to the edge of that card. It's not always easy at all, but I do pretty good. But see, now that's really crooked, so I'm not going to start bragging yet, because I really didn't get my lines evened out, but I did just then. But you can always get back on those edges and do it. So there we go. That's got lined up there. And we're going to come with the other side, do the same thing, lining up the line straight across, helps you get it even. If you've got your glue really good on the back, on your base, back of your card, this is not a hard task here to do. Okay, so I've got that done. All right, so I'm going to come in now, and I'm going to cut. And I may do another additional cutting after I do this, but we're going to come in right now first, and we're going to cut around our card, our tag topper, the first piece we did, our base. And we're going to come in and cut everything now. You got 3 or 4 layers here, but I use a thin paper when I'm making my line papers. I only use a regular copy paper, so my line paper is only like a 20 pound or 20, I know, I'm after that 24 pound. I know exactly what I use. I used the 24 pound this time. All right, I got a roll here, so I'm going to come back on the back, and I'm going to start pressing down. And it's wanting to roll under, so I'll slightly pull up while I'm rubbing. That helps flatten out. So see, I flattened that card right on out. Gatefold, I want it a little bit less. No, I don't. You know what? I'm not going to make it any less. Well, I am. I'm going to do one slight fold to give me. No, I'm not. I'm trying to decide because I want to put really, it's laying so nice and flat. I don't think we need to do anything else to it, guys. I really think I'm going to leave it just like that. It opens up fine. What I'm thinking is just to sturdy this edge up a little. But you know what? I have another way I can sturdy that edge up without folding it. I don't want to take away. I'm going to reach up and grab some washi tape. Let me pick out a color. Hold on a second, guys. I don't like to get away from my camera and my sound, but sometimes I just have to. Oh, that's pretty. That's got some teal in it. This one's got a lot of teal in it. I'm going to use this one. And I'm just going to sturdy up the edges. I'm going to do it like right here. Well, this is the one that's going to be on the outside. So we'll start with this one first. Wait a minute, let me look at my card. I got my card here. When I turn it over, I'm going to go fold it this way. So this one's going to have the tape on the outside. Let me get my glasses back on because I'm measuring really close to this edge. And I don't want to stick my head in, but sometimes I almost have to stick my head in to be able to see this line edge. Hey, I may have to do it kind of in a different way. I may have to pull my tape up this way and do it this way. Either way is working great for me today. I really got to stick my head in here, so you're going to have to bear with me, guys. I just have to stick my head in here. All right, so there is my washi tape there. I like that. So that gives me just a little strength where we're going to be pulling. Okay, that's a little crooked at the top, so we're going to have to pull it up and slide it over. Just a tiny bit. And yes, I am going to come back and put some glue underneath this washi tape so it won't keep pulling up. I want to get it on exactly right, or like as close as I can to exact. Okay. And of course, this just gives it another decorative element. All right, we're going to trim it, but be careful. Like I say, I'm only using 24 pounds, so it is very easy just for the scissors to chip into it. Okay, so that's done. A little bit of a lump right down right and smooth it out. Got it? Okay, so that's how that's going to open there. What are we going to do? What we're going to do? I got a few pieces of clip art already cut over here. Let's see what we've got that we can add real quick to our tag. I like the squirrel. So I think I just want to go with a plain flower. Yeah, I like that better. Let's go. Okay, and if we're going to go to that extent of making a bouquet-like thing, well, you know, I'm going to go with it. Oh, that's why it's so weird looking. There's 3 there. Well, you could do 3. 3 different ones. I like that. Okay. Let's pull the top one off. We're going to start with gluing this bottom one. Guys, just simple things. And sometimes I'm finding for myself, it's better just not to give it a whole lot of thought. Just kind of get yourself a brief decision about what you're going to do, and then just do it and not give it a lot of thought. So I want this one kind of along this edge, and I am going to mark about there just with my pencil for a minute, and then I'll erase that. Don't get no glue on your pencil mark or you won't be erasing it. I'm really serious now. Don't get glue on that. Get that erased off. Get the pencil mark and get the ashes off. Well, there we go. All right. And then I centered this one kind of in the middle. So this is the three types of flowers that I actually have in my clip art inside the kit. So you will find these flowers. You can print these pages as many times as you need to use them. It's no problem. All right, so there we go. All right, there you go. That gives you a pretty little design there. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to grab my word art and do a little bit of something down that bottom corner. Go outside. I don't like that, but I like the shape. I like the word give. Okay, I'm just going to grab a few words and decide what I want, guys. Oh, I like dream. Spring vibes I like. Oh, this has got teal, and it says springtime, and that's what I'm going with. You see, that's how I function. I can be doing several things, and all of a sudden I'll grab one, and voila, that's it. That's the one I want. I'm going to ink this up a little and put a little more teal look to it, although it had a basic teal. It's got a grunge look, and then now we got added some of the teal we like. Just kind of in there like that. I am going to round my corners, I think. I will... Yeah, I want my corners rounded. Again, it just, to me, gives it a more finished look. I can't remember where I got what kit I got these spring out of. If I can find it, I will make a note on the video where these come from. These are just stash of mine. That's another thing. You will need to collect word art and different things for your own private stash, so you can do little really quick enhancements to stuff. All right, I like that. Now we're going to come in, and because you want this to flip, okay, guys, you do not want your hole here, and you do not want your hole here. When you're going to punch your hole for your rad or grommet, I call it a grommet. I've heard it all kinds of names. All right, but I'm going to get my cute little crocodile out here, and I got to try to figure out where my center is. I'm just not in the mood to guess today. This is 2 1/4, so 1 1/8 should be my center. My center should be right about there. Right about, oh, and my lid is not wanting to stay out. I think my pencil has run out, but you know what? I have another pencil. Now let's make sure I got that at the 1 1/4. I do not want to mess up. This is too pretty. 1 1/4 is exactly where I got it. All right, so now I'm going to punch my hole right here. Oh, I got a piece of paper in here, guys. I can't see. All right, there it goes. Sometimes this does not release the paper, and I don't know if it's me or if I've just overused this thing. That's my center. My dot that I just made is about in the middle of the hole punch. Going for it. There it is. Okay, now I want to find something to match. That's a blue, but it's close. I don't have any teal, or at least I don't see. Well, this is no, that's too blue, and this one's too green. Pink would work because we've got so much pink flowers. A pink would kind of really offset it. Let me look at the two of them. I'm going to try which and which. Okay, we'll try the blue, which is not teal, but it's close to what we got everything else. And that's that one. You can't see it really. And then you've got the pink, which I like. I'm sorry, I like the contrast there. So let's put crocodile back up. Oh, no, no, we got to push first. All right. Oh, did I make it too deep? I hope I didn't. Put it in there and let's get it straight up and press it. I don't use this much. I should use it a lot more. Make sure that we got pretty nice round backing. It took me probably, I'm going to say it took me a good year to figure out really how to use this thing, guys. And I still don't know if I'm using it right, but it took me a while. All right, so there we go. So you see, so you get your fold right, and you don't have, in your book, your ribbon's going to come here, but you can still open it. So you did not do anything to mess up your fold there. All right, so now I got a little bit of my clip art shining below my page here. Don't like it. Clipping it off right there. We are going to stain this a little. It is rather flimsy. I'm trying to decide if I want to come in with another rim, and I think I do. If I've got enough tape. I'm getting low on this tape because I have used this quite a bit. I'm going to have to jump on Hobby Lobby or Temu and find me some more washi tape. I'm really low on washi tape. That is just something I've not ever bought. Well, I bought a ton when I first started, and oh, sweet little old me, let my daughter salvage all of it, and I don't know if she's got it somewhere I can get my hands back on it, because she sure hasn't used it, I don't think. But she went crazy over washi tape for a while. But I really want to sturdy this edge up so that we don't get a little tear. And as I promised, I am going to peel it up just a little. Well, I might not have to. That really, well, you know what? Just pressing it with this kind of seal it, guys. I'm not touching it. I'm not putting the glue under it. We'll just seal it and do it with that. That worked really well. All right, that one. I wish I just made it straight across like I've done the other one now. And I'm going to try to tear it down and do that without ripping my page. And I had just slung stuff, and now I don't know what to do with the blade. Let me look, guys. I'm crazy as a bat today. But I have misplaced my, there it is. Oh, my lands. I have got to stop slinging stuff and put it back where it belongs. Because that's bad when you really need it. I'm just hoping that's not going to tear my page. Nope. All right, right there on that line. We're going to lay this little thing here right on it and try to pull that tape up. Well, I can just slightly cut it. Just a light cut. Aha! We did it! Oh, sometimes this work is just hard to do. All right, so that's the inside now. You've got your edge here a little bit, just a little bit stronger. So now we're going to come in and decorate right here with something. Do I want that squirrel or not? I really like him. I really like him, but I really like just the single. I really like just the single, and I don't know if I have one of the darker flowers. As I've used so many of them, I'm really going to have to go and print some more clip art. So I love that vase. I wish I had one of those cut out. And I think I do. No, there's two of them. Haven't cut them out yet. But yeah, I'm out of the darker flower. So we're going to have to go with the two light ones, and we're going to have to make do with a beautiful butterfly in between, if I can find one. Oh, you know what, guys? It's got a lot of teal in it. No, too much white, though. Let's stick with the plan. Just find us a butterfly to go in between. And he's got to have some teal. That's a good size, but I need teal or green or similar. I have so many butterflies in here. That color is he's too big. He's pretty, but he's too big. And I might just go back and cut him out of my flower. So I like him. I'm going to lay that down as a possibility. I like that one. Oh, I like that one. Even where we can come back and put our own back on it and cover it. No, that covers the butterfly, so toss that one. So guys, this is a planning process. I'm sorry, this is a perfect size, but he's not teal enough. But you know what? He can be made into teal. I'm just grabbing a few. Let's see if I had a teal one a while ago. Oh, this one is not bad. I don't like them. I don't know what them line. Oh, I think I saw something. I think I saw something. If I can just get my hands on it, good enough. Right there, she blows. All right, see, that's what you just gotta scramble sometimes. I guess my next organizing is going to be putting my butterflies in some kind of a color code, maybe, so we don't run across that. I'm going to just slightly edge out these flowers a little darker since I didn't have a dark one. I got two kind of light flowers. And then definitely going to darken the butterflies edges, get some more teal in him to blend, because it's more of a baby blue, but you know, that's where the ink comes in. All right, let's lay that like so. All right, so we're going to look at this flower. This one's going to go in this corner like this. And I'm not going to give it a lot of thought. I'm just going to start grabbing and gluing, guys. So I'm not boring you to death. But we are rounding up on this book quickly, a lot quicker than I thought. It's becoming a beautiful book. I'm sorry, I got to pull it up. I got to have a little edging on it. Just me, just my looks. You don't know it, but it really does make a big difference. Just to have a, see how like that, just a little darker edges. Kind of broke that contrast in between. We want the butterfly on top. Kind of, I want him kind of on that flower. Maybe like he's landed on it. No, or do we want him lower? I think I might twist that flower and put him right there. Okay, that's where he's going to go. So this flower, I'm going to try to lay it on place. As you see, I'm gluing it right on place. I just glued it right on place. Right in place, okay? Spread my glue. All right, now I want to get this butterfly right about there, okay? Gluing it in place. I want it flat down because I don't want it, I've got to start reducing the bulk. All right, we're going to put him right about there. So there's the butterfly, and I just twisted him, but that's okay. He looks just fine. Twisted or not, he's up there. Now, we're going to do that little tedious thing I tell you about, to be really careful if you do it. You can only get one shot at it. If you mess it up, it's messed up. We're going to give him some antennae. Some antennaes. Okay. And I am going to darken his body a little. Just give me a little bit of darkness to kind of distinguish his body. That's it. Got my butterfly. So now we've got that one inside. Let it dry a minute because it's acrylic. Okay. And the inside needs decorating. I'm going to leave that for the person that gets the book. They can do the writing. They might want to do a photo inside, this tag, whatever. We're going to turn my body around here and look back here and see if I can find a teal colored ribbon. I don't think we've put any ribbon at all in this book so far. So far, everything has been paper lace, etc. So we're going to try our best to find a little piece of teal ribbon. And I don't want it too wide. I don't want it too narrow. I don't want it too wide. And I'm seeing lots of blues up here on my ribbon rack, but teal is just not popping out and biting me. Even in all my really reasonable ribbons, I'm not finding teal. That's a disappointment. I've got one, and we're going to have to go with it. It's a little fatter than I wanted, but it's teal. I got a beautiful, silk one. All right, let's go with this. It's a really dark teal, but we're going to go with it, and it's really going to be bulky, so, but we're going to go with it. And I think I'm just going to make it simple. I don't think I'm going to tie a bow. I think I'm just going to make it like so, like this. So we're going to cut it right about there. Give me a little extra length in case I need it. All right, put this back so we won't get lost. We may need it again in this book. This first piece of ribbon going in, guys. I haven't used any. But that's what happens when I start making the tags. You will get a few ribbons with the tags. Okay, and I really do not want to tie it. I do not want to put a knot there. I do not want bulk. So and my hot glue gun is not ready. So I'm trying to decide if I want to just do a brad. I might just stick a brad in there. But that would look strange with the one that's already there, wouldn't it? I don't want a staple. Staple's just not going to get it. So let's just see if there's any chance of Fabri-Tac will hold it. We're going to pray for that to be it. And that way I can put it the way I want it. And at the angle I want it. So I want it to kind of go that way. Like this. Hold it down. Let it dry. Let's do the back. We want this one to come up a little. Then do the back. Fabri-Tac it. Right there. This is where the hot glue gun would have really been nice if had it on hand. Okay. And for right this minute, while we're just doing, we're going to tack this right here like that. Don't wrinkle it if you can. Just tack it in place. All right. And then I'm going to close it and look at this part. And I really don't want it that big, but I want it to go this way like this. And I want it to go this way like that. And that is it. That's all I'm going to do on that. And we have got the center pocket done right here with its tag. Oops, nope, one more thing. I know, I just caught it. I just caught it, and it look, you see what I just did? I felt it as soon as it pulled when I went to pull it out. So that has got to get glued down. These are things you will catch as you're working on your books. I make a high suggestion that you go ahead and repair it that very moment and not let those kind of things go. Especially if you're selling your product, you may not remember that caught inside this pocket. What I caught was I did not stain this front outside, and I want it stained to give it some distinction, some depth looking here. Oh, and I didn't cut this corner. These corners where I cut the original off, I haven't cut them off yet. So we're going to see if we got enough. Yeah, it was a big one. Got to make sure everything gets in there. Cut those corners back off. I cut the top corners. I just didn't do the bottom ones. And on the inside, right here and here, and here and here, I want to come in and do the same thing. I want to make it really uniform. I may not can get this one in. Okay, well, we'll see. About the bottom one, can't get the top. And I'm not going to even attempt. I'm going to leave that just like that. Okay, so there it is, guys. There's your journaling spot tag for the inside. Inked all the way around the best we can. Pull everything off a minute. Get up there as far as we can. Get all the way around the back. Let's ink her up. Simple little things, but you know, the thing about this is this book has a lot of journaling spots already. It is a great journal. It is a lot of interaction for somebody who gets the book. They go in and they can just flip and turn and look, and we're still not done. We still want to come in with some more. Okay, so there it is. That's our tag for our center angle pocket. Okay, I love it. I think it turned out great. Now, there is still more things you can do here. If you are really wanting to get it, I don't want to add a whole much more volume, but if you really wanted to really just do something, you could go out and print another one of this particular panel, cut out just this design, put 110-pound cardstock behind it, and raise it up like kind of three-dimensional. I don't think it's necessary, but you can also add little die cuts on it or other fussy cut pieces, a label to make some kind of saying, a small poem. A lot of things you can do, but that's got that one done, guys, and I think we're We're into right at 1 hour on this one, so we're going to call this one quits for now. So we are really, I showed you this one, so I will show it again. And I'm going to put that exact same, no, we're going to put a dangle on that. But again, this was another journaling spot with the journaling card. This is what we done earlier. It needs decorating, but that's that one. Lots and lots of journaling space, guys. Lots and lots, lots and lots. Makes it just really interactive. I love this journal. This one has turned out to be, every time I say that, every time I do one, it's my favorite. So it's another one of my favorites. The problem with a lot of these is I hate to let them go. And that's another thing. I don't know if I told y'all earlier when I showed you this, but when I started putting my, card in and out, I kept venting these. So what I did do, and I don't think I showed you, I went in and I done another thing of lace on the inside too. So now this is really strong so that when something's going in and out, it's not bending, guys. But we will work on that when we do another pocket. I'm going to show this one more in depth in another part of the video. So that is what we've got done. I have gone in and stabilized my cover. This was starting to split. My PVC glue came in today. I got a lump there. I will cut that off. But my PVC glue come in, and I was able to get my new binding tape, and that's repaired the damage on the spine. So I did that also. So this is NanaKaye saying thanks for being with me again. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're catching up with your book. I will do another video probably late this afternoon or early in the morning. And the next video will be consisting of another pocket page. So we're going to have another pocket page here. I got to unglue it. I had gone in again. This is another one that I had already glued. But I better slow down and quit trying to do it so fast. I'm going to tear our pages. I would be upset. But we're going to do another pocket page. This will have a dingle dangle at the top right here. And if we have time, we'll do this dual pocket where we got the angled pocket and the straight in pocket on this side. Hopefully I can get two worked out. If I plan them out properly and go ahead and get everything pre-cut and pre-planned, we probably can put these two together. So NanaKaye saying bye-bye. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe. And if you can, please jump onto another couple of videos and give me at least 10 minutes on a couple of videos each. I would appreciate it, helping me get my volume up, my views up, so we can get myself monetized. Bye-bye. Have a great day.